Auditions. Where do you find the auditions? You're ready to go, you want to get paid as a professional dancer, you've done your training, and you don't know where to find the auditions. If you don't know, in this video I will help you find auditions in different ways or show you how you can find auditions. My name is Miki Catherine, and in my YouTube channel I like to talk about how to live a fulfilling life as a dancer, whether you are a professional or you're doing this just for fun. In this video it's going to be more towards people wanting to become a professional dancer, or maybe you want to try it out and see how the audition scenes are. If that's the case, keep watching this video and I will help you find, I hope to help you find your first audition. Okay guys, so the first place you can go to find auditions is the internet. Oh my god, but where on the internet? I'm telling you that the first thing you should be doing is searching and Googling and Yahooing, whatever we want to say, to find auditions. Yeah, that sounds like generic answer, but you have to think about the people who are posting the auditions. Sometimes they don't know how to find talent as well. So it could be all over the place. Some of the keywords you can use is how you look, your gender, your location, your style of dance. Any of those things will help you find auditions. For example, for me, I can say mixed because I'm mixed, but I look Asian. So I can say Asian dancer, hip-hop dancer from Nashville, and make sure you put the word dance, because if you just put audition, you're gonna get a bunch of acting ones and modeling. You never know. There's a bunch of different talents, so make sure you're specific to your art. Google that and a lot of different things will come up. When it comes to audition, guys, you have to think about the casting people. Sometimes it's small companies or small corporations that don't know how to utilize talent because they have not used talent in a while, or they don't go through a talent agency. So if that's the case, they don't know how to have auditions or host castings and all those things, so they don't know where to post it. But if you Google it, you might find their accounts or random posts that they've done to find talent. By Googling or searching, it'll also help you find other audition websites or maybe
social media accounts or production companies or a choreographer or talent agency
who are constantly posting about auditions. So just by searching, you'll be able to find some good information. I have a warning about search engines is that you're gonna get lots of random auditions. Auditions on Craigslist. You can find legitimate jobs and auditions and opportunities on Craigslist. I have done it multiple times, but you have to know how to sift through the bullshit and find the right people. So just make sure you do your due diligence by being very critical about who you're working with. Make sure that the audition post or the person who are searching for talent is a legitimate individual or a company. And if you don't feel comfortable going to an audition, don't go. Or if you're like on the edge, bring somebody with you, a boyfriend, a parent, a friend that's probably older or stronger than you, not just like your girlfriend. Just be really, really safe, and you can also ask a lot of questions. A few red flags that I say when I find people who are looking for talent is words such as, oh, it'll be a good exposure. That means it's free. They're not gonna pay you, so don't waste your time unless you need to get exposure. Another thing is like a certain weird location and they're really dying to get you. If they're dying to get you, that means it's not really an audition, it's like a direct hire. But do they really mean that, or are they just trying to scam you? If there's any involvement of money or personal information such as your social security number, your address, that should not be happening before an audition. Ask your friends and be like, do you think this is legit? Ask somebody who is a professional dancer and ask for suggestions and recommendations, because you never know. So yeah, search engines. So the second thing you can do is joining a talent agency or a dance talent agency. The downside of this is to join an agency, you have to audition. So how do you find auditions to join an agency so they can find you more auditions? Go back to step number one. Google the agencies from your local area and then go to their website, contact them, ask them when are your auditions, get ready for that and audition. Now, if you don't make it into the agency, don't worry. There's still lots of different casting websites and audition websites, and they kind of do the same thing as an agency, except an agency is more hands-on in helping you create who you are as an artist, your photos, your videos, everything that you need to prepare for an audition and to book more gigs. So yeah, I would definitely recommend joining an agency depending on where you're from. Some places don't offer good agencies, or some places you don't need agencies as much as just being part of an audition website. When you go to an audition website, if you create a profile for yourself, just make sure you put in as many information as possible and you put in as many filter as possible. So that when you start getting emails, you're not getting emails that are not related to what you're looking for. You might want to create 2 different email accounts because it can get kind of overwhelming with all the casting, all the auditions that are out there. Because once you know how to find auditions, you're going to get so many and it just gets overwhelming. So make sure you put in all the filters and only the emails that you need, and or strive to be part of a talent agency. Okay guys, the next place you can find auditions, which I feel like is kind of obvious, but maybe not, social media. You can go on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's endless, and who knows what the next one is gonna be. You can find it on their stories, on a feed. People share it with you. They might directly message you and be like, hey, we're having auditions, or maybe it might be a direct booking, who knows. If you know a social media where I have no idea you found auditions and you have funny, interesting stories, please share it with us. But you should be following choreographers, producers, or production companies, events that have dancers and auditions all the time. Make sure you follow them, put on their notification button, check them on a daily if you can. If they're posting on their feed, it probably means you have some time for you to organize and get ready for an audition in advance. But make sure you follow them on their stories too, because if it's a last minute booking, last minute audition, it's gonna most likely be on their stories. Choreographers, if they get asked to cast people, they don't have time to find people, so they're gonna post it hoping that it's gonna be shared. If you are not part of a social media account, you wanna be a part of at least one or two, 3 even better. This is a good time to make sure your social media is on point and it showcases who you are as a dancer, because if they're looking for dancers on social media, they're gonna most likely check out your social media. Hey, I'm taping. Okay. Facebook is a great one because they have groups. So let's say you move to, I don't know, LA and you can go on their Facebook account, look, LA auditions. They're gonna have groups, different groups on Facebook where people are sharing auditions on a daily. Make sure you know what kind of audition group you're joining, because there's going to be auditions for acting, for modeling, for dancing, for singing. So whatever you're trying to audition for, join that group and check, and make sure you have their notification on. Especially Instagram and Facebook, you can do that. So this is a great way for you to find out. The next place you can find auditions are physical postings. This sounds kind of old school, but I still see it happening, so I had to include it in this video. So you can find physical postings for auditions and castings in locations such as dance studios, gyms, coffee shops, I don't know, dance event places where maybe like a studio where they do events and video shoots and whatnot. Think about the time and the effort it took for these people to make the physical printing and put it up in different locations. They obviously need talent. It sounds super simple, but they are everywhere, so just make sure you know when you're at a coffee shop or you go take your weekly dance classes, you stop by the bulletin board and check out, what's going on in the community today? You know, you just never know. And since this is such an easy topic, let me kind of break down what you're looking for when you find auditions. If you want to see the dates, the rates, they probably won't post the rates, so you're going to have to ask the company name. Whether it's a physical post or a post on the internet, break down all the information and make sure you're going to a legitimate audition and casting. Keep in mind, guys, auditions are not always for paid gigs. Sometimes it's for projects or companies. I was really confused when I first started as a dancer that I thought a company meant it's a company and you are an employee and you get paid. But when it comes to dance scenes, when they say a dance company, you don't get paid. Or you might get paid very, very little. So you're kind of doing it because you want to be part of this company, this program, this group to create and grow as a dancer. And it doesn't hurt at the beginning of your dance career to be part of these companies because they're going to help you grow, definitely. But if you're looking for paid gigs and it says audition for blah, blah, blah dance company, just be aware that maybe they're not going to be paying. Make sure you know what you're trying to accomplish. Is it dance skills? Is it paid gigs? You can definitely still go for the audition experience. So now we're at our last topic, which is going to class. You're gonna definitely find out about auditions by going to class. Class is now like a place where a lot of choreographers and companies look for dancers. I think because dance is so in the mainstream now, and we see class dance as a professional performance, even though it's not. But it's not a bad place to find talent. They always say out of sight, out of mind. If you know that a certain teacher or some place where you take class is always looking for dancers, that's a great place to showcase who you are. You never know who's watching when it comes to teachers, your dance peers, casting people in general, depending on your area. The more you go to class, the more you get to know your peers and your other dancers. You might meet people who are generous enough to share auditions with you, and they might be like, hey, did you hear about that audition? You would be perfect for it next week. And if you are taking classes from a choreographer or a teacher who might be casting and they need exactly what they saw, which is you never know. So when you go to class, you are punctual, you are a good person. I'm not huge about dressing up to class, but if that's your thing, go for it, because why not make an impression, right? But an impression goes a long way when it comes to attitude, so that's very important. How great would it be if you got an audition or a direct booking out of just going to class? You were there to train and have fun, but you ended up getting a gig out of it. That would be amazing. So just keep that in mind when you go to class and you meet people, that you always have a great attitude and that you're making the best out of that moment. Now, I'm not saying you go to a class and it's an audition. I'm just saying that going to a class is going to help you increase your probability of finding out about auditions. And it's a great way to make friends and create a great social network. Thank you guys for watching the entire video. I hope some of these information I've given you will help you find your first audition, and I wish you the best of luck. And if you think this video helped you, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell on. Is this a notification bell? It's not. And yeah, I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye guys. Take 3 because the birds were way too loud. That bird is so loud. I think they're fighting.